Hey everybody, welcome to the Coinsider This podcast. Today is Friday, that is May 2nd, 2014. My name is Patrick Melton. I'm the host of the show, and we got a lot to talk about today, so let's jump into it. Thank you to everyone who has shared and supported the show, especially the last episode. We did an almost 2-hour Q&A with Andreas M. Antonopoulos that is available both as a download for audio for our podcast listeners. Also, we put all this stuff up on our YouTube channel. If you haven't had a chance to check this out, head over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/coinsiderthis. Not only do I put up videos of the show, in case you're not aware, we do video versions of the show. Also, I travel around to Bitcoin meetups, Bitcoin conferences all over the world, and I'm putting up videos occasionally that don't make it necessarily to the Coinsider This feed. So if you're new to Coinsider This, or if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, I invite you to please head over and check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe to that, because we're putting up new videos all the time. Andreas M. Antonopoulos was not only here in our studio doing a Q&A last week, which were fantastic. Our download numbers for that have been off the charts, and I see people tweeting it and linking to it and sharing that, so thank you very much. I really appreciate that, and spreading the word about the show. But also, a lot of people don't head over to our YouTube side and see the video versions of the shows, and also other videos that I post up from the Bitcoin community. Andreas spoke to the LA Bitcoin meetup here in Los Angeles last Monday night, the 21st of April, and that was a over 2-hour discussion with Q&A with the audience afterwards. And a lot of it is recovering some of the stuff that we did here on the show, but a lot of it isn't. And again, it's about a 90-minute to hour and 45-minute talk by Andreas. So if you're a big Andreas fan, please head over and check that out. But subscribe to our YouTube channel and check that out. Again, youtube.com/coinsiderthis, and I appreciate you checking that out. Let's check in on the price of Bitcoin today. Still holding steady around $450. There hasn't been much movement. You know, we went back up to $500 for a short period of time. We've come back down to $450. I think we dipped down to around $430. Then we came back up to $450. Then it went up to about $460 on the last day of April, May 1st. It was hovering around $460, and now $450. We're still hovering there. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of moving parts, a lot of swirling rumors in the Bitcoin world. We try not to get involved too much in that, but I do like to check in on price and track it a little bit on this show, and especially if there's anything big to talk about that's causing the price to move, we will jump into that. But not too much going on, same old stuff. The uncertainty regarding China, a lot of bad information out there. You know, I was just talking to a friend of mine who I was hanging out with, and I hadn't seen her in a while, and we started talking about Bitcoin, and it's just amazing to me how much misinformation is out there. We have news outlets covering stories and covering Bitcoin news in a way that's super irresponsible, I think, especially when they don't look up what's going on really in the Bitcoin economy or in the Bitcoin space. You have people just putting out so much misinformation. People read things in a very cursory manner, which causes them to have a lot of false impressions of Bitcoin. I was talking to this girl who's a very smart girl, and she's involved in investments and things like that. So she understands finance, at least on a very basic level. And I'm talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, I heard some woman who was involved with Bitcoin committed suicide in her house, and I heard Bitcoin went bankrupt. Oh, I heard it's going to crash. It's not backed by anything." All these kind of the same arguments you hear over and over and over, which we try to dispel a little bit on this show. But for the most part, it's just amazing to me that people hear. A, it's amazing that the news is putting out bad information. B, it's amazing that people read this information very quickly, don't understand it, don't take time to comprehend it, don't take time to look into it anymore, and then kind of just go around saying that information to everybody else. And it's a wonder that Bitcoin gets such a bad break. I mean, the same argument. Oh, I heard that was just for drugs and buying drugs online. I heard it was for criminals, for money laundering. Yes, and yes. But guess what? So is cash. So is good old United States American dollars, or whatever currency you're dealing in. I imagine if you live in France and you want to go buy some illegal drug, guess what you're buying that illegal drug in? You're probably going to use euros, I would imagine. For the most part, most of the nefarious activity going on out in the real world is using money that is already in existence and has been in existence, currencies that have been in existence for a while. So it's amazing to me that we get on these little sticking points about Bitcoin and use them somehow in our mind to create an excuse to not learn more about it or to dive into it or to find out more about it. And again, this is one of the reasons I suggest if you have a friend, if you have somebody that you know who's interested in Bitcoin, give them a small amount of Bitcoin. Send somebody 0.01 Bitcoin. Send somebody 0.1 Bitcoin. I don't know how much Bitcoin you have. You're a better person to decide this than I am. But people don't really understand until they get it and have an excuse. Not only do they not understand until they get it and use it in practice and kind of go, oh, this is how this works and this is how it operates and it's pretty cool. But also it's an excuse for people to go out and learn more about it and to find out the facts, because now they're invested in Bitcoin. They own Bitcoin. And all of a sudden, they have a whole new reason to actually find out what's going on in the Bitcoin world. So that's the reason I talk about price a little bit. That's the reason I talk about a little bit about what's going on in my life and how I've interacted with Bitcoin throughout the week when I start off these shows, because it's easy in this world to get caught up in talking to other Bitcoin enthusiasts and talking to other people who have been involved with Bitcoin for a while, or who own Bitcoin, or who have a Bitcoin startup or an application they're developing. All these people, of course, are already in the system. There's no need to convince those people. It's good to step outside of that every once in a while and talk to someone who may not be familiar with Bitcoin, who may not be interested in Bitcoin even, and kind of just gauge the pulse of a normal person out there. What have they heard? What have they thought about Bitcoin? And I love to get that kind of feedback and share it with you guys. And I get emails from you telling me about how you spread Bitcoin and the word of Bitcoin to your friends. And I find that kind of stuff interesting, because it really is amazing the amount of misinformation that permeates our society. And it seems like the more and more press that Bitcoin seems to get out there, the more misinformation and lack of trust when it comes to Bitcoin that people tend to have. However, I hope that'll go away in time with better understanding and better reporting. But we'll see. This Saturday, that is tomorrow, May 3rd, I am headed to San Jose. That is Northern California, heading up there to the Bitcoin Job Fair. I talked about this a little bit last week with Andreas. Andreas will actually be at the Bitcoin Job Fair. I'll be at the Bitcoin Job Fair. I think CoinDesk is gonna be there covering it, as well as Bitcoin Magazine. We're going to have nearly 30 Bitcoin startups there, offering positions, taking resumes. Hundreds of people are coming out. This thing is completely free, and I invite you to go to bitcoinjobfair.com to check it out. Please check it out. I'll be there doing some interviews, shooting some video, just flying up for the day, and then flying back down to LA here. But it's going to be a really, really good time. 1 to 5 p.m. It's at the Plug and Play Center. All the information is at bitcoinjobfair.com. It doesn't get any easier than that. Come out, say hi to me. I'll be at the Bitcoin Job Fair, and I hope that a lot of people will get something out of that. You know, Coinality.com is one of the companies sponsoring the Bitcoin Job Fair, and they've got a job board with jobs that pay in Bitcoin, from mostly freelance type positions, but all the way to getting permanent positions with companies that are in the Bitcoin space. We're talking about big companies that you've heard of. Even if you're not interested in a job right now, or you're not in the market, come on out, see these companies and see what's happening in the Bitcoin job space. I was reading an article the other day, which I'll link to in the show notes for this show, about the United States actually leading the market for Bitcoin jobs. More Bitcoin jobs popping up in the United States than any other country, which I find surprising, since a lot of people believed that most of the innovation here in the United States would be stifled by regulation. And that's still to be seen, I guess. guess. There hasn't been too much coming out of Washington when it relates to regulating Bitcoin and clamping down, other than the normal FinCEN regulations and financial guidelines that have been issued. However, it's the opinion of a lot of people that the countries that tend to legislate more and put more restrictions and clamp down on Bitcoin and create friction on how companies can do business with Bitcoin will actually stifle the innovation. So I find it pretty surprising that the United States is actually leading the world in jobs for Bitcoin. And I think the second leaders in the world were the United Kingdom and European countries. But I find that very interesting, and I'm really going to be excited to get to the Bitcoin job fair and check out what's going on and see what positions are these companies hiring for. Is it legacy positions? Are they hiring an accountant or an office manager that they're just paying in Bitcoin? Or are they hiring programmers? Are they hiring financial compliance people? Are they creating new positions that didn't even exist before the Bitcoin space started exploding like we're seeing now? So it's going to be very interesting. Come on out, Bitcoin Job Fair. Can't say enough exciting things about it. That's Saturday, 1 to 5 p.m., Plug and Play Center, San Jose, California. Again, bitcoinjobfair.com.